Hello and welcome back to CEO.CA's coverage live from Beaver Creek 2024. I'm excited to be joined today by David Rhodes, Executive Chairman of Empress Royalty Corp. David, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you as well.
So let's kick things off. Can you give us a bit of an elevator pitch, maybe some of the history behind Empress?
Sure. So Empress was formed 4 years ago. And the background to forming Empress was that as part of Endeavour Financial, I'm the managing director of one of the world's largest financial advisory boutiques. We didn't see any small royalty stream companies. So the Wheatons, the Francos, they're getting bigger and bigger. They're doing $100 million ticket sizes.
Yeah.
No one's doing small stuff. We looked around, couldn't find anyone doing that. And no competition. What do? Set up your own company.
Yeah.
So Empress is formed very much for the sub $25 million stream royalty size tickets where there is limited competition in that space.
Okay, very interesting to have spied that niche in the market. And I know you're also focused exclusively on gold and silver. Walk us through the vision behind that. What's your conviction on those two commodities?
Yeah, two things. Firstly, and this has been, I've been in the industry 30 years. And I've often found that when you mix precious with base metals, the analysts are either precious or base. Okay, for start. So analysts don't mix in that sense.
Yeah.
So sticking to one precious or base allows you to source a larger analyst base. From the broking world. But the main reason we focus on gold and silver is because we have this vision of the prices increasing. More uncertainty in the world. We believe, as the world is seeing now, the US dollar is going to weaken. The interest rates obviously are going to be announced. Obviously, the Fed's going to reduce them. That obviously drives gold higher, even higher than it is. So we had the vision of a stronger gold price, which is a great foundation for our business.
Okay, excellent. So I want to talk about royalties more broadly as an asset class, for retail investors who might be looking at a few different ways to get exposure to precious metals. Why are royalties an interesting option?
Simply, you're really outsourcing all the work to the royalty company. The royalty company invests in the mining company, and we see some percentage of revenue or gold or silver as its return. And historically, and the best way to show it is with this chart, on this chart, royalty companies have outperformed both gold as a physical and also the mining companies.
Yeah.
So history shows that royalty companies are a better investment than either of the other two sectors.
Okay. Very compelling argument. Nothing more to it, I think. So when you're looking at acquiring royalties, you have a portfolio that includes quite a mix of producers, developers, explorers. What's guiding your strategy there when you're acquiring these royalties?
Well, when we started the business, our main focus was on producer companies, or very near-term producers.
Yeah.
And having run a few businesses in my past, getting cash flow in, revenue, cash flow, covering costs, then actually having money in the treasury from your operations is key. Getting past that break-even point, no need to go back to equity holders, and then really creating money yourself. Internal growth was a key for us on the revenue side. So our first couple of assets were either producing or near-term production assets, and that's why we now have 4 producing assets, which are now cornerstone of our business. I'll demonstrate really producing great revenue for us now. So it's very much a strategy of cash flow first. Okay, now we have that cash flow, we can look at a more elongated, maybe a longer development period. Before the assets actually generate revenue for us. But the key strategy was driving cash flow into the business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess within that portfolio, are there any standout holdings that people should be aware of that are really driving some value here or have a lot of upside?
That's like asking which kid's your favorite, and I never answer that one. No, they're all good assets. Mining has challenges, so some are fully better earners at certain times than the others.
Yeah,
I think one of the assets that we put on the book, I said early stage, was the Linka silver stream. That has now reached its construction. It's now fully constructed and now ramping up. So that will definitely show. That's a favourite in our cash flows coming forward. Now it's actually in ramp-up phase and producing what we hope will be the predicted cash flows.
Thanks so much for that overview. Let's talk a little bit about the financials of the company. It's obviously been a bumper year for gold, and I imagine some of that is trickling down to Empress. Can you walk us through the financial position at the moment? What are your revenues like?
Yeah, sure. No, thanks for that. So as I said, we have the 4 producing assets, and 3 are now in full production mode. This is fantastic. 1 is more of a ramp-up phase.
Yeah.
So we're predicting and if you don't mind me using this chart, we're predicting $6 million this year.
Yes.
That should double next year, and hopefully another 30% next year on above that. So really, to see we got that hockey stick.
Yeah.
And our revenue, really, as our assets are now fully ramped up and really producing substantial revenue for us. So good. A great position to be in. Obviously, that money will go into our treasury, which allows us to reinvest in new assets, which is very exciting part.
Yeah, so you're looking further ahead over the next 6 or 12 months. Do you have an idea of how many assets you're trying to add, or what some other activities investors can expect from Empress?
So we basically have a target of reinvesting that money. We also have a debt facility of $20 million available, because we're really looking to use our debt facility, looking to use the money we're generating from our business to put at least in the next 6 to 12 months another 2 to 4 assets on the books. Kilo of gold and silver.
Yeah.
Key driver is obviously production. We can get as close to production as possible, and therefore keep increasing our revenue base. That's really our key driver. Key to revenue, key to cash flow, and then be able to reinvest that in the marketplace.
Excellent. I think just to wrap up, David, for investors who might be looking at some of the royalty options out there, why should they be paying attention to Empress, and why should they be paying attention right now?
I think the key factor in our business now is that we've reached that tipping point where, from being a business that's developing, growing its portfolio, growing its revenue, we've now got that revenue coming in. Our operations, our quarterly C is driving revenue growth, increasing revenue growth over the next couple of years. And that allows us to reinvest. So we're in a perfect position now, pivoting point really, for good revenue growth, and then driving our business, which should, as investors realize and see the revenue growth, the potential in our valuations. So yeah, we're very excited, looking forward.
Yeah, I'm sure you're excited by the current gold prices, and it's certainly been an exciting year for Empress. Looking forward to more news for the year ahead. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.